Hey there, how's it going? Okay, so I have my tracking information here, and I would like to go over and show you what has worked for me the past couple months. You want to find something that works for you, and I promise you it will not be the first thing that you try. There are a variety of ways to keep track of your engagements and conversations with individuals, but it has to be appealing and intriguing to you. I am very color code oriented, so I came up with this idea about 2 months or so ago, and it has hit home. It's like, oh, I have finally found the thing that works for me. If this does not work for you, that is okay. It's worth giving a shot, and then we kind of can get a feel of what didn't work and how we can make something work for you. So first and foremost, what do you use? Now, normally I just use this is just a regular notebook, okay? I think this is like, 8 by 10 paper? Regular size notebook that you would use in high school or college. But I found my old sketchbook, which allowed me to lay it out a little bit more differently. You don't need a big book like this. It just works for me. The system is what I truly want to show you here. So it's kind of gigantic and huge, but what I have done is, if you saw on Valentine's Day, my mom and dad sent me some fun Post-it and tabby things. So I've used them. I have a tab for friend request, forming, challenge group invite, business op. Here are my notes, people that I may not have reached out to yet, or I might have, but these are the people that I want on my team. This is where I write down my notes for my why and the people that I'm looking to attract to our team. And this just starts it, because there's a few pages in here that I had doodled on years ago that I didn't want to get rid of. So what I did is, and it's the same thing with a 5-subject notebook. What I did was I made my 5 subjects, okay? So you can get a 5-subject notebook from Walmart, Target, and it works the same way. Each subject, each packet of papers will be for something different. So it'll be friend requesting, forming, challenge group invite, business opportunity invite, and then follow-ups or notes. So what I have here is my friend request, okay? I open up this tab. I didn't realize how difficult this would be to show you all with such a big book, okay? I open up my page. Now, one thing that happens for me is I can get lost in the dates. So when I keep track of things, I now use these fun little tabbies, really small Post-its, and they're sticky on the one side. So the person's name goes on here. Katie Miller, friend requested on 2/24 of 16. And then I make a big slash. And then the next item would be, I started forming her on February 25th. And then on February 29th, I invited her to a challenge group. I use little codes. So FR is for friend request. F is forming. CG is challenge group. BO is business opportunity. Now, if I send a cold invitation, meaning somebody who has just accepted my friend request that I do not have a connection with, and I send my message that goes something along the lines of, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I appreciate it. If you ever have any questions about the fitness programs that I run, how do I say it? The online health and fitness accountability and support groups that I run, or the coaching opportunity, I would love to have the opportunity to get to know you more and chat. If I send a message like that, that's a cold invite. So I didn't even form a relationship with this person yet. I just sent the message and I threw the idea out there. I don't do that all the time, but it's something that I've started to do more, and it's working because it's right out in the open. Right out in the open. If you accepted my friend request, you took the 5 minutes to scroll through my page and stalk me to see what I'm about. So you know what I do. So that is a CI, cold invite. That way when I'm going through my information with them, I remember, oh yeah, they were a cold invitation. just things like that. So what I have here now is my first page of my friend request. What I have done is set up Monday through Friday, if you can see that okay. All right, and this started this week, so I'm going to be upfront and honest with you about something here. So you see Monday's all the way over here, and then I have Saturday and Sunday combined, just because those days I'm on the tennis courts all day long, and I just combine all my information for that because I'm truly not going to get as much as I do on a regular weekday. But that's just me. I have not done Wednesday yet, but if you notice, no tabs for Tuesday. So I didn't have a chance to change anybody's life yesterday because I didn't send out friend requests, do forming, or do challenge group invites. Yesterday was an epic fail, and it happens from time to time. So now we're at Wednesday. I'm getting ready to sit down and send my friend request. How do I go about doing that? Well, many ways, but the top 2 ways in which I do this is I go into my groups, and it's not sticky. There we go. Sorry. I go into the groups that I'm a part of. I'm a part of, I think, 4 or 5 French Bulldog groups, and I'm a member of a few tennis groups, and I'm even a member of a mommy group just because I have a lot of kids that I've worked with whose parents are in that, and they had wanted my insight. I don't do much in that group, but I digress. Neither here nor there about that one. But what I do is I'll go into the group, and I'll scroll through some of the posts. If you're not a member of a group or know what the groups are, you can find groups about anything on here, any of your interests. If you like to skateboard and you're looking for places to skateboard or people to get together with, you can type that in, and I'm sure there'll be groups. If you're a member of a theater group, there's probably a Facebook page, or just a connection for actresses and actors in general that they can connect on to do monologues or share whatever information it might be. So there's groups for everything. If you are a parent, I'm sure you're a part of a mommy group on Facebook, and they can be pretty entertaining. But what you want to do is go on there just like you do your regular news feed. You scroll through, you check out the posts. Now, when I'm going through the posts with the French Bulldog, I check out the ones who have the same issues that Ellington does. Because, again, this is about relationships and making a connection. So I go to the person's page who I saw made a post about their dog having regurgitation issues, and I try to get a little bit more information before sending out the invitation or the message, saying, or looking for how old is their dog, were they recently diagnosed with this issue with their esophagus and their belly, is this something they've been dealing with for a while, those types of things. And I try to find out their name. Typically, the person will, if they're posting in a Frenchie group, it says their name when they post. But if not, I look for it. And then I just send a message saying, hey, Katie, I saw that your dog Milo suffers from an issue with his esophagus as well. There's a big term for it. And I was curious if you have ever tried this. And then I'll go in to say, I just recently started trying it with Ellington, and so far we've had more good days than bad. It's a forming conversation. All I'm doing is talking to them about their dog, what I've done with Ellington that has worked. And then ask other playful questions about their dog, like, oh, what do they like to do? Do they have a favorite toy? How long have you had them? Did you get them when they were a baby? Those types of things, because I truly want to get to know this person and I want to get to know their dog. There's no hidden agenda. Do I eventually want to help this person? Of course. I want to help everybody that I come in contact with. When I'm at the grocery store, if there's somebody that I see, I want to have a conversation with them. But Beachbody is not always on the forefront of my mind. Just because I have coach as my title doesn't mean that's all I want to talk about. So that's one way. And then when I do those conversations with people, I do one of two things. I either send the friend request and then send a message so that it's not just a random friend request and say, hey, my name's Katie. I'm also in I forgot to say this. I'll say, hey, my name's Katie. I'm also in the French Bulldog group, and I saw you made the post about Milo. Ellington suffers from the same issues. And then ask my question, have you ever tried this? I just started doing this and we have had more good days than bad days. So make sure that there's an intro of some sort so that they know who you are. You know, acknowledge that you saw a post of theirs in the group that they're in. I don't always send their friend request. Sometimes I'll just send a forming message, just a message to get to know them and let them friend request me. I do that because there's days where I'm friend requesting 30, 40 people, and Facebook has that lovely, you can get put in jail. So I don't want to get that threat of being put in jail. So, and if you don't know what that is, it just means you lose the ability to do certain things, like you can't send friend requests, you can't send messages for a couple days. So this is our business and we can't allow that to happen. So you have to be strategic about what you're doing. One of the other ways, in one of my dog groups, we recently put down our family dog, Timon, in September. And that was really difficult. We've gone through putting down another dog, Prancer, when I was in 8th grade. So I know how much that hurts. And I can't even think about it with Ellington, because while I had a great friendship and relationship with Prancer and Timon, they weren't my dogs. They were my brother's dogs. They had such a bond. Whereas Ellington is my baby, and you might as well just buy me the straight jacket now, because, yeah. But in all sincerity, I understand what it's like to lose a pet. They're part of the family. Bran, you have a dog. Carrie has a dog. So we get what that feeling is like and that bond. So if I see anybody who has posted, a lot of times in one of the Frenchie groups that I'm in, there's Frenchies that are passing left and right from the issue that Ellington has. So I'll just send a message to them. Again, there is no hidden agenda in this, because I am truly reaching out, and I feel absolutely sympathetic and terrible for what they're going through if they have posted that they lost a pet. And instead of liking that post, that just seems kind of weird to me, to like a post when you're sharing about the passing of somebody or something so tragic. And they're going to get 5,000 comments anyway. So I just send them a personal message like, hey, Bran, I'm so sorry to hear about, and say the pet's name. We recently put down our dog Timon a couple months ago, and I know the agony and the pain that it can bring. I try to make sure that I acknowledge their feelings, but I don't say I know or I understand the feeling, because not everyone goes through the exact same thing. So I do choose my words carefully with that. But I just acknowledge and send some sympathetic, positive energy and love. And that's it. And again, with that, I don't always send the friend request. I let them friend request me. So I kind of did a twofold there. I shared how I find people, but I also shared how I do my initial forming message, as what Beachbody calls it. Friend requests in another way is I'll go to someone's page. For example, I'm working on growing my network down here in North Carolina. I have over 2,000 friends, and I don't know specifically, but I'm going to guess that 1,500 of them are from Pennsylvania, just because that's where I was born and raised. So I'm working on growing my network here. So what I do is I go on one of my friends' pages who's from here. So let's use my friend Brian. He's a tennis instructor as well. And I go on his page and I go to his friends list. And I scroll through his friends list and I look for people that we have 2 or more friends in common. I particularly look for if they're coaches or if they're female. I have no problem talking with men about the business or coaching, tennis coaching, but more often than not, I can hold a more relatable conversation with a female, which is ironic because I have more male friends. Either way, I'll go to his page, I'll continue scrolling through, and I'll just send friend request, friend request, friend request. Now, when I do that, so I'm going to go over, I'll do this right now. Okay, sorry. My computer's been acting a little slow. Wait. And okay, so I'm scrolling through his friends, and let's see. Okay, here's Amanda Hayden. We have 2 mutual friends, so both tennis related. So what I'm doing is I'm writing her name on one of these little stickies. Amanda. Now, I have very small handwriting, so this works for me. The concept of this tracking method may work for you, but you might not want to have to use these sticky tabs. You'll see why they benefit in a moment. So what I've done now is, I wrote her name, colon, and then friend request on 2/24 of 16. Okay, so there she is. I also have color coordinated for days. I think this is pink, and now these are my orange. That's going to help me keep track of, in my brain, what I've done on a Wednesday to a Wednesday, just so that I know I'm putting in my work. Because as we see, there's no pink tabs on Tuesday, so that tells me I did nothing. So next week on Tuesday, I need to do double the work. All right, so I'm going to use this as an example here. We got Amanda Hayden. She quickly, let's say she did, that she quickly responded to my friend request. And she sent me a message saying, hey, I see that we know Brian. I'm not sure if we met. So now, before I respond to that message, I open up to my forming page. My forming page looks the exact same way as my friend request page. It has my Monday through Saturday, Sunday, and it's going to be the same color scheme. So we are on Wednesday, and Amanda has sent me a message. So we're going to start having a conversation, which is just the forming, as what Beachbody calls it. So I've now moved Amanda's tag from friend request over to my column of forming. Same format, except now we're into the forming bracket. And now what's going to happen is once we get to the point where it's appropriate to send an invitation to her for a challenge group, I will go to my challenge group invitation and I will add her name under here. Now, depending on how many invites you're looking to do a day, you might notice that you're going to invite her on Tuesday instead. Keep it in here. That's okay. It's just the colors are letting you know that the work was originally started with on a Wednesday. For me, since orange is my Wednesday day. And then so on and so forth. When we start to discuss coaching, sometimes I'm doing this more often than not because honestly, you're doing a disservice if you don't tell anybody about the coaching opportunity, because it is all great and dandy about the challenge groups, but you want to teach people the business, because the business is where everything can take form. You can completely change your life with the business opportunity. So I share it with everybody. There's times when I'll send a message, and instead of saying, I'd love to share with you some information about my upcoming health and fitness challenge group, I'll say, I think you would be, and remember, you have to be genuine. If you truly don't feel these things, don't send it. You know whether or not there's someone on your Facebook page that you're relatable to or not. If you feel that you wouldn't like that person hanging out with you, that you just wouldn't have fun, don't send the message, because that's not going to be a very genuine relationship that is built. But if there's someone that I feel has what it takes to be a kick-ass rock star, then I'll go right for it and say, you know what? This might not be something you've thought about, but I follow you on Facebook. I love your energy and your aura that you exude with. I would absolutely love to have you join my team of online health and fitness coaches. Would you be interested in learning more about what that entails? Boom. If they get that invite, then they go into here. It looks the exact same Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I put them where I have invited them. Now, you want to make sure that you are keeping track of all your engagements, whether it's someone at the grocery store that you talked with or somebody at work. Write it down. Even if you don't have your handy-dandy Beachbody related notebook or your tracking notebook, write it down, because if you don't, you'll forget. I don't care how good your memory is, you will forget. So write it down somewhere. Get into the habit of carrying around a, of course I don't have one right here, it's over at the desk, but like little journals, the ones that are like half this size that you can get at like TJ Maxx. You can for like $4 very easily throw that into your purse. That way when you're out and about, if you do start a conversation with someone and it leads to where you know you'll talk again, or you've already even discussed Beachbody, then you can have them write down their information. Or, you know, the glory of having these beauties is you can have them text you right away. Whatever it is, as long as you get it down somewhere so that then you can transfer it to your tracking book. I hope I did an okay job explaining that with the big bulkiness of holding that up for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Remember, it has to work for you. As long as you're keeping track of your work and it's organized for you, then you're good to go. So any questions, reach on out. We'll talk soon. Bye.